The founder and MD, Arun Kumar. Ekta, interesting chat, interesting conversation.
Yes, and what a facility. It was absolutely mind-boggling to be there. I mean, it has waterfalls on one side, and then it has
Waterfalls?
And then it has a complete US FDA hygienic facility, which has multiple people in uniforms. It was a great experience and a great place to see how exactly things function when it comes to a US FDA facility. But I did speak to Mr. Kumar about the API business of the company, about the margins. So let's listen in to an excerpt of that conversation and we'll be back. You used to be 20% plus, very comfortably, even with Agila. Do you think?
With Agila we had more.
Yes, exactly. Your peak historical margins, I think that's what the street is really vying for. When will Strides achieve those margins post the integration of the acquisitions? Is that a 2 to 3 year story? Is that a 1 year story?
No. So minus the API, it is a 2 to 3 quarter story.
Okay.
Right? Minus the API. So, but the API is a large part of our business, so we report consolidated. And that's one of the other reasons why I hyped off API, so that we can focus on it differently, take our time, so that the street understands that the core business is meeting or exceeding historical margins the company was always delivering. So I just think it's a function of 2 or 3 quarters for the core business, the B2C business, to be in the vicinity of 20 or more. But on the API business, it will take a little more time.
So what is the plan with the API business? Because some of the analysts are maybe a little skeptical that should you have acquired should you have merged Shasun at all? What is the plan?
No, I think, like I said, we, in reflection, we do not believe any of our transactions have been bad. We strongly believe that Shasun plays an important role in the overall supply chain integration. Supply chain control is key to success in our business. You can't depend on a third party to decide your fortunes. That's the scenario. You can't have a Chinese supplier getting an import alert and suddenly you see 25% of your business gone. So from that perspective, it's very important. More importantly, we have the formulation part from Shasun, which makes a modified release tablets. And we don't have that technology or the capability. So several of our new approvals are in the very complex niche of modified releases where there's much less competition. So it will value add. Obviously, the Shasun is known more as an API company, and since that bit has not taken off the way it should have, is where the general perception is. But overall, I don't think in reflection any of our deals have been bad. I'll be the first one to go and tell the street that if that was the case. But I think it's about our firmness on doing things differently. Right? Doing it the right way, focusing on compliance, statutory compliance. All of these things are important aspects for us. And investing on all of those things in Shasun has probably taken us a lot more time than we anticipated. So in the process, for example, we are selling less quantity by design and not by default. And we're just ensuring those things happen. So obviously, the street is concerned, and rightly so. I'm not blaming them for that. But I think it's just a function of time. One needs to be patient. We've always surprised the street. So we won't be far from doing it again.
Are you hiving the API business off in order to monetize it?
No. Not
so
at all.
It's going to be in your fold?
It'll be in our fold. We will not monetize it for a long time, simply because it is such an integral part of our story of supply chain integration.